My dad liked to show off when we were little by belching sentences and also names. And his specialty was belching every reporter on the Today Show.
When I was in 3rd grade, Eddie Worrell could burp the alphabet all the way through, and I was super jealous. That was the only
My
thing
dad could burp the name Al Roker very clearly. Katie Couric was a little harder, but he brought it back around. Like, Al Roker was definitely the closer. Matt Lauer, also a pretty good burp if you try hard enough.
My sister's first child, my sister lives in France, and for her first child, she wanted me to come over and be there with her. And so I came over like a week ahead of the due date, and her water broke early. And so I was coming from the from the airport, and she had left me a message on my phone saying, "Hi, Julie."
Another thing I learned in 3rd grade was my mom used to take me to flea markets, and I bought this thing in a little tiny box once, and it was a little piece of metal with like string wrapped around it. It was supposed to teach you how to be a ventriloquist. You had to like squeeze it between your teeth, and I can kind of talk like that.
In 3rd grade, we hatched baby chicks in the classroom. And I distinctly remember really being excited to get to 3rd grade because I knew that in 3rd grade you got to hatch baby chicks. And so we had this white plastic warmed container that was sitting up against an empty extra desk up against the wall in our 3rd grade classroom. And we started by just setting up the box with the little wooden chips that go inside. And the empty box was there for probably a week, I think, just to get us emotionally ready to hatch baby chicks. And then eventually we got to see the eggs get brought in, and they were just regular old looking eggs being brought in to stay warm in this plastic box. And
apparently when sometimes, you may know this, but when somebody's pregnant, their sense of humor can change. And so I have a great tete-a-tete with my sister-in-law. But when she was pregnant, I made a couple jokes that didn't land so well. So the first one was I thought that I was going to call the baby Bug. I always wanted like one nickname that was unique to each of my nieces and nephews. And I thought Bug was really cute. But I told her, I shouldn't have told her why that was, but it's because babies are parasites when they're and she did not.
The top of the box opened so that eventually once the chicks hatched, we would be able to pick them up carefully. And so there was like some slats on the white little top of the box, and we every day got to visit
And I
them.
went into the hospital the next morning to see my sister with her new baby daughter, Sarah. And I walked into the room, and my sister was holding the baby, and she turned to me. And I have never seen such joy on somebody's face. It was so beautiful.
The second thing that I said that pissed her off. Her and my brother were going back and forth, as couples do, about baby names, and he wanted some name that I also wanted. I forget now. And she wanted Jacob. And when they went home from the hospital, the baby is going to be Jacob. And so I took a picture of my cat. And I'll get to why in a second. But you should also know in my family, like my dad is Kevin, I have a brother Kevin, my brother's dad is Marty, I have a brother Marty.
So I've been working on things like sympathy and empathy and compassion. And I'll tell you why. Because I've learned that it's not helpful to give advice that's not welcome. Particularly to people who have children when you don't have any. But you think you know the best way to raise a child, which is kind of it's hard to admit, but that is a thing that I deal with. I'm like, I know the right way to do that. I've dealt with kids at summer camp. It's probably the same thing, right? And so at one point, at many points, former me would take aside my brother and sister-in-law and go, I just think there's a lot of food color and dyes in their food, and that might be why they're ramped up.
The word that's hard to say is our ventriloquist is parasite.
We visit the box every day to see if we saw any change. And eggs don't really change. They just get hot, and then eventually they they crack open. So we just every day spent a long time.
Or like how to respond when your child's having a breakdown. Screaming at them is generally not a good idea, but coming down on their levels and validating what they're feeling is a good thing. I'm not good at that with other humans, but I'm good at telling other humans how to do that
And so I took a picture of my cat, and I sent it to her, and what I said, my cat's name is Jake, and what I said was, we have 2 Martys and 2 Kevins, and now we have 2 Jakes. She did not think that was funny.
I think if you cook it longer, you just cook it longer.
And then what?
Then it'll be fully grown, and then boom.
What?
Just like have it, like cook it all the way through, and then have it.
This is our child. I can't believe you're talking about our child like that. You don't cook it for 40
This is taking a long time.
This is taking a long time. I ordered my tea like 20 minutes ago. Am I gonna get some service?
Oh. Sorry. I've had like 3 or 6 White Russians.
You're working, right? I ordered a drink from my waitress.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Sorry.
Sorry, but you are Jason's Stickophilips.
Yes, I am Jason Sacopoulos.
You're the guy that in the 3rd grade could talk out of his butt.
How you doing, Matilda?
Dude, you still got it!
What are you up to?
Man, you know, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do here.
Sorry, I don't know what to do here. I'm new at this.
Well, like I've done this before.
Oh, well, didn't I do my part?
Did I do my part? I ordered the tea and I'm thirsty, so now you get it and then I pay you.
You're so right. So right. Has anyone ever told you
You're touching.
how right you are? It's just like you come in here with like this really calming sense.
You just like you come in here with this really calming
You
sense.
just like you come in here with this really calming sense, honey. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to come in and go, is it cooked yet? Is my baby ready? I have the hot sauce.
I just want to eat it up. It's beautiful, right?
It's beautiful, right? I've aged, but it's pretty good.
High and tight, you still got it.
Hey,
High and tight, baby. You still got it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You still got it. Don't let anybody tell you any different. You are just as beautiful as the second you walked in here. You're so nice.
This is a weird restaurant. I'll have a tea.
Well, it's such a you thing. It's such a you thing, man.
I know, right? I mean, when I'm like, hey, 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 hey.
Hey. I just, you know what? Let's
Hey,
call it
hey,
I don't actually, I'm just gonna leave.
I'm just gonna leave. I am just so excited to have you on the show. Can I just shake your hand?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Now, do you want to sit or how do you want to do this?
Let's sit.
Okay, we'll start to sit. Well, Dr. Fernando, I just want to let you know that I'm excited. And before we get going, I want to let folks know, for those of you who speak mime, we'll also be having a mime interpreter for our interview. So, Mr. Fernando, I have been dying, as our viewers have been dying to know, how did you
I was a child on the playground. You see, there was this merry-go-round thing that I was going on, but it was stuck. It didn't really go around. And it really worked my glutes. I was squeezing them a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Now, see, the viewers and I thought before you came that it might have been from clenching, not being able to get to the bathroom, and like trying to not, make a whoopsie in your pants.
Well, I did develop it through a lot of different techniques.
Okay.
I went down to a lot of countries where the water wasn't so great, and I had to make some mad dashes.
Why? Understand?
Mad dashes. Right. There was burning. There was a lot of noise. And I realized I could project. I could amplify.
Really?
I could practically sing.
Did you say sing?
Yes, I said sing. I was singing. I was dancing practically.
I'm sorry that I was touching you. As the interviewer, that doesn't feel right, and I'm just so sorry. I want to say that I'm sorry, but I need to let you know that I read chapter 13 3 times, and in chapter 13, when you were singing on the giraffe, the national anthem of the USA, I thought, no, he can't sing, but you're telling me now that you can sing.
It's not everybody who gets to be at an inauguration, and I figured I'm going to be as patriotic as I can.
Yes.
On the giraffe.
Yes.
Saluting
Yes.
from all places.
Wonderful.
This great country of ours that gave us opportunities.
That's so good. And can I ask you a question? That might feel a little personal. Near the end of the book, chapter 26, when you talk about your
26?
When you talk about your mother, and you talk about your mother not being supportive of your
mother.
of your art. And you talk about
I miss her.
you talk about having these really intense feelings. And you talk.
Oh, I had sorrow,
Yes,
I had
yes,
rage,
yes.
I had a lot more diarrhea going
Oh.
I was dehydrated, frankly. I couldn't get enough fluids in. I was drinking left and right. I was eating all the fruits.
All because of your mother.
All because of my mother. It really
Yes.
went back to that day on the playground.
Yes. Went back to that day on the playground with the merry-go-round.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it was stuck, and she
Yes.
was calling me Mr. Clenchy Butts.
Yeah. That's just not fair. Look where it's got you, Mr. Fernando. Glutes, clenchy butt, merry-go-round,
And the
giraffes.
relationship with
Yes.
my mother, unlike no other.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my mother knows exactly where we stand.
Does she now?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But babe, I don't get why you don't want to name the cat Fluffy. It's after my dear Uncle Fluffy.
I was hoping to name it after my dear uncle Boopsie.
Oh, but we already named the baby Boopsie.
All right, let's name the cat Fluffy.
See, I just think that that's like
You
represents.
don't need to keep arguing, I agree.
Babe, I just feel like we're really working through something right now, you know?
All right.
I absolutely do need to keep arguing in order for you to hear my point.
It's just that, like Fluffy has so much meaning in my family history, and I just don't think that by just saying sure we'll name the cat Fluffy, you're doing my uncle justice.
God rest his soul.
All right.
Is it like not good enough that I just squirted this thing outside of my body and now I'm just gonna acquiesce to you totes naming our kid? Fine.
All right.
It's like when I look in our baby's face, I see Boopsie. And when I look at our cat, I'm like, yeah, man, that's a Fluffy, you know?
It was so weird when she birthed that cat.
I agree, sweetheart.
OMG, I just see her hideous mug all over both of them.
you know, I know that this baby is part of both of us, and this
Yeah,
cat
like,
is
aren't me, obviously.
this cat is part of you, I guess. And I just wanted to have something from my side.
We could.
If I'm gonna have to fucking compromise one more time, I'm gonna freaking lose my shit from these hormones.
We could give you shots. Like I've been taking.
Oh, here we go with the shots again.
Obviously.
No, honey, I don't think we need to do that. I think we just need to listen to each other. And we need to communicate a little bit better than we have been communicating.
Sweetheart.
Hold me back! You better fucking hold me back!